Hi everyone, it's Todd Flynn here again. I've got another quick training clip about in reference to your websites this time. Um, I'm going to be covering off some information about the relaunch of YMCA swimming lessons this time. So we basically have relaunched the program. If you're watching this, you probably already know that. We need to make some local edits to your websites and some improvements. The good news is most of the changes have already been done. There's just a couple of little tweaks you need to do locally. It shouldn't take too long. I'm going to walk you through how you might be able to quickly do that. I'm going to assume many of you have already seen, know the back end of cManager and a couple of things. So there's going to be a bit of assumed knowledge. If you've never seen any of this before, go back to your manuals. But essentially, we just need to make some edits to your current content. So this is what's already on your pages. This is the new updated content you can see the new brand imagery there. And if you're familiar with swimming lessons at all and the changes that we've made, this stuff will be pretty familiar to you. The website is the content, we've really cut it down, made it a lot much more clearer for people to understand what they need to do to get their child into the program. Sort of remove some of the barriers. So this standard content is already on your sites. What you'll need to do is add a localized call to action. So it's going to involve including a new bit of content down here. So I'm just going to walk you through how to do that. Again, I'm going to assume you already know how to add a page component. I'm going to do it now. But it's something that you should already know how to do. If you haven't seen this process I'm going through now before, go back to the manuals on YNET because you'll be able to see how to do that in detail there. First thing you'll need to do is add that standard item selector, and then immediately go in there and put your display order as 2 because you want that to be below the primary item, and then go into the primary item, which is this one, and make your display order as 1. That's just to make sure that the order of the content on the page is going to appear correctly. Then you'll need to go in and create your content. So it's a really simple bit of content. I've already created it earlier. You can see it here. I'm just going to load it in and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And then we're going to talk about what I've done with that content itself. So, okay, I've loaded that content in. And you'll see it here. Okay, so it's a simple call to action, right? It's literally just we've given you all the information about swimming lessons. Call us on your local number. This is why you need to do this step. Your local number, and then or contact us online, and that just links through to the contact us page on the website. And then there's this extra bit of text. All right. So this is something we haven't been doing a lot of before. We've been doing it quite a bit, but locally, this is something you can take control of and improve. And this is to do with search engine optimization. If you've never heard of it before, don't worry too much. Basically, it's about improving your website so that it is more findable on Google, right? So we've changed the name of the program from aquatic education to swimming lessons. And that's because we wanted to speak the language of our customers. But the huge benefit here is that when people go into Google, they don't search for aquatic education, they do search for swimming lessons. So now that we've made this change and we're using this language that people will search for, we're likely to see a dramatic increase in the number of people finding our programs because we're actually speaking the same language as them. Part of that is also doing some stuff like this, which is called it's called keyword optimization. Don't worry about what it's called. Essentially, what we're doing here with this sentence, what this is really doing is getting some keywords into our content that we know people search for locally, right? So this sentence says has been purely constructed so that it uses the words swimming lessons and key suburbs in our area within the content, because that means when somebody in Flemington searches for swimming lessons Flemington, our page is going to come up because it's mentioned here. So that's really what this is about. So I really encourage you to do this. Include this sentence, obviously swap in your centre name, and then swap in the top suburbs that are around your area. So if this was at Northcote, it would be the Northcote Aquatic and Leisure Centre provides swimming lessons to people from right across the community, including Northcote, Alphington, Fairfield, and Thornbury. Whatever, you know what your local suburbs are. So change that in there, right? Hit submit, and make sure that comes up on your page. Pretty straightforward, right? Takes 2 seconds. There's one more step I want you to do, and it's to do in this advanced tab here. So when you're editing your content, you've got the normal content, then you've got the advanced tab, and then you've got all these little things here, which often you wouldn't use. There's one called SEO, which is search engine optimization, and meta description and meta keywords. I'm not going to go through exactly what all this stuff is and what it means because it's pretty nerdy and it's pretty boring, but it is really useful. And again, if you do this stuff, it'll help Google to understand what's on the page, and it'll help your ranking for when people search for swimming lessons in your area. It means that you'll come closer to the top of the page, hopefully at the very top of the page, just by filling in these boxes. So you click on advanced, you go to SEO, and you fill out these 4 boxes. Here and here, you can see all I've done is I've used that exact same sentence we were just talking about. Load it in there, it's got the keywords, you're done. The other thing I've done in the browser title is I've basically put the browser, and the browser title is the bit that appears just here on the top left. I've put in swimming lessons and then suburb, and all I've done is put the key suburbs and the name of the product. And you can do that for gym memberships. You can do it for just about anything, any product someone's going to be searching for. But for this one in particular, have a crack at it. See what kind of results you get. See if you can improve your page. It's as simple as filling out those boxes with this kind of language. If you just give it a go, see if you can improve your page a little bit. So that's once you've done this on your advanced tab and your standard content, you just hit submit, and it'll come up on your page just down here, and improve improve the quality of your content. This is an important thing for you to do. At the moment, your call to action doesn't exist on your page, so you need to do this. But yeah, that's basically how that's going to work. There's one other thing I want to show you while you're here. The other changes you might want to think about is, while we've updated this page about swimming lessons and removed all the aquatic education content, there's still potentially on other pages on your website, depending on what you've done, mentions of AquaSafe and aquatic education, and this is language that we don't use anymore, so it needs to be updated, it needs to be changed. How do you guys know where it's mentioned? The simple thing is for you to go to your website, go to the search, and plug in the outdated language that you need to change, and it'll just reel off everywhere that it appears. So we know it's under the join section for Ascot Vale. Okay, so the guys at Ascot Vale need to update that page, and anywhere else that language appears will be listed here. So look, you need to remove any reference to aquatic education or AquaSafe from your site. The easiest thing to do is just to run this search, find all the pages, write down which pages you need to go in and have a look at, and then go back into cManager and work through them methodically. And whenever it says aquatic education, just change the language to swimming lessons. That should be pretty easy to do. That's the 2 things you need to do. Pretty straightforward. The other thing is, we've done a fair bit of work on the content and the strategy and the communication strategy behind how all this new swimming lessons works. We're going to be continually updating and optimizing your centralized content. So we're working on some things on our end as well. So you will see some changes coming up. At this stage, no action necessary from you. If you just do those 2 things, update your call to action and then update your metadata, you should be okay. If you've got any questions or concerns, or you didn't follow any of these steps, contact your local RMCS, or contact me as the subgroup leader for the Swimming Lessons Relaunch project, or you can contact the guys at State Office in the MFC who can help you with some digital stuff as well. But your first point of contact should be your local RMCS. Thanks for your time.